Caitlin Clark erased every doubt with a single shot. And Angel Reese? She was losing it on the bench. The tension was rising fast, and everyone could feel it. 100% healthy. That was the exact phrase Sue Bird used to describe Caitlin Clark before Team USA's training camp began. Not almost ready. Not close. Fully healthy. And when Sue Bird talks, people pay attention. What followed proved she wasn't selling hope. She was issuing a warning. The storm had returned. Clark stepped back into that gym after enduring the most difficult season of her career. 13 games. Read that again. 13 appearances in an entire WNBA season. Left quad, left groin, right groin, left ankle. The injury list looked endless, like pages pulled from a medical manual. For a player who shattered 62 records as a rookie, being stuck on the sideline watching others compete felt like slow, unbearable torture. But here's where the narrative shifts. While Clark rehabbed quietly, grinding through physical therapy sessions no one recorded, rebuilding her game when no cameras were around, doubts started circulating. Could she really return? Would she ever look the same? Had the league solved her while her body simply broke down? Then came the pre-camp press conference and everything changed. Clark sat confidently, stared straight into the cameras, and delivered what everyone was waiting to hear. I finally feel 100% healthy. No pause. No uncertainty. Just truth. Then she added something that made reporters lean in closer. She said she still needed to knock off some rust and rebuild her conditioning. That's honesty. That's knowing where you stand while being certain about where you're headed. That level of self-awareness separates real champions from everyone else. Reporters pressed her. Was this confidence real or just brave words? After all she'd endured, could she truly be back? One asked about fear, about that quiet moment when doubt creeps in. Clark's response was perfect. She said it happened the moment she touched a basketball during warm-ups. Before practice even started. Not during a spotlight moment. Not when the cameras were rolling. The instant the ball hit her hands, everything felt natural again. Muscle memory took over. She spoke about non-stop work since the season began. Rehab, recovery, rebuilding, and pushing beyond where she was. This wasn't just about returning. This was about returning stronger. And you could see it in her eyes. The same fire fans fell in love with during her rookie season never disappeared. It was simply waiting to ignite again. Clark opened up about what injury taught her. She described it as isolating. She finally understood what teammates experience when they're sidelined. She learned how to support others from the bench. But more than anything, she learned something that should terrify every opponent in the league. She admitted she would have accepted 10 bad games in a row just to be back on the floor. 10. Just to compete with her teammates. Read that again. That's not someone whose passion faded during recovery. That's someone who returned even hungrier. Now let's get to the moment where the story shifts from inspiring to legendary. Clark stepped onto the court for scrimmages, and the gym fell silent. Coaches watched every movement. Teammates tracked every step. The pressure was overwhelming. Would she still look like herself, or would months of injuries finally show? She started carefully. Safe passes. Strong defense. Nothing flashy. Some began to wonder if the comeback wouldn't be as smooth as expected. Doubt began to creep in. Then it happened. A moment that will be replayed for years. Clark caught the ball near half court. 2 dribbles. And she pulled up from the logo. The same spot that made her iconic. The same form that broke 62 records. No hesitation. The ball spun perfectly through the air. Swish. The gym erupted. Players leapt off the bench. Coaches clapped. That unmistakable sound of the net snapping sent chills through everyone present. In that instant, months of uncertainty vanished. One shot. That's all it took. One shot to tell the basketball world that Caitlin Clark wasn't just back. She was ready to dominate again. Sue Bird watched from the sideline with a knowing smile. A small nod followed. Legends recognize greatness. And what Bird saw was someone who never truly lost it. Clark didn't stop there. She followed that logo 3 with pinpoint passes, hitting teammates in stride. Her vision looked sharper than ever. Defensively, she anticipated plays and disrupted lanes like someone who hadn't missed time at all. The rust she mentioned? Gone. Completely. The entire tempo of practice shifted. Her energy spread instantly. Players moved quicker. Passes tightened. Defense intensified. She wasn't just involved, she was leading. That burst up the floor. That control. That smooth shooting motion. Everything was back, maybe even elevated. Even when a few shots didn't fall, she muttered to herself and kept pushing. That relentless competitiveness that made her must-watch TV as a rookie burned just as bright. During camp, she also reconnected with Cameron Brink. Their bond stretches back nearly 9 years to their U16 days, and that chemistry was still unmistakable. That single logo 3 became the moment everyone referenced. Not just proof of physical health, but mental dominance. No press conference could announce her return like that shot did. In that moment, Team USA found its leader for 2026 and beyond. Things became even more intriguing after practice. Sue Bird and head coach Cheryl Reeve huddled together, smiling, animated, clearly energized. Their conversation centered on one player who exceeded every expectation. Building a new Team USA identity around younger stars, while maintaining championship standards, isn't easy. They needed a cornerstone for 2026 in Berlin and 2028 in Los Angeles. Veterans like Chelsea Gray were competing fiercely. Established stars expected major roles. So when Clark was elevated immediately into a starting role, it stunned much of the basketball world. Some questioned whether she earned it after missing most of her sophomore season. But the coaching staff had seen enough. Sue Bird spoke openly about Clark's leadership throughout camp. She highlighted Clark's commitment during her injury-filled season. Even while sidelined, Clark traveled to nearly every Indiana Fever road game and remained vocal on the bench. That's leadership. That's putting the team above personal numbers. Bird noted that Clark truly understood her teammates' struggles because she lived them herself. That empathy made her stronger as a leader. Cheryl Reeve focused on Clark's basketball IQ and how seamlessly she fit with others. She watched Clark build chemistry with backcourt partners like Jackie Young during scrimmages. Her ability to elevate everyone around her stood out. She was impactful on both ends and looked like she never missed time. Behind closed doors, sources revealed Clark's work ethic during recovery impressed the staff long before camp began. She stayed connected. She checked in on injured teammates. She sent messages of support. Her character showed most clearly during the hardest chapter of her career. The coaching staff quickly picked up on how Clark elevated everyone around her. Her vision opened lanes and created chances. Her defensive pressure increased the pace. Teammates fed off her energy in ways that can't be coached or manufactured. The influence was undeniable to anyone watching closely. Clark spoke with genuine excitement about representing her country again. She said playing for your nation is the highest honor an athlete can receive, and that respect showed in every drill and scrimmage. She understood the weight of wearing the USA jersey. Then came the announcement. Clark would be the starting point guard for Team USA. The lineup was set. Caitlin Clark at point guard, Jackie Young at shooting guard, Brianna Stewart at small forward, Nafisa Collier at power forward, and Aya Wilson at center. Off the bench were Sabrina Ionescu, Kalia Copper, Paige Buchers, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Plum, Angel Reese, and Sata Sabali. That decision fully validated Clark's comeback and positioned her as the future face of the program. This wasn't just filling out a lineup. USA Basketball was placing its championship vision in Clark's hands for the next Olympic cycle. Sue Bird and the coaching staff's public support sent an unmistakable message. Caitlin Clark wasn't simply healthy again. She was prepared to lead Team USA toward gold. While Clark accepted her starting role with humility and grace, Angel Reese's reaction told a very different story. Yes, she made the team, but her role off the bench didn't sit well with someone who seemed to expect immediate star status. Reports began circulating that Reese voiced frustration about her minutes and defined role. Sources close to the program suggested she was openly unhappy with coming off the bench. That created tension within the group, something coaches had to manage carefully because internal drama is the last thing you want heading into international competition. As camp continued, Reese's dissatisfaction reportedly became more noticeable. She appeared frustrated at being overshadowed by Clark's return. The timing couldn't have been worse. While Clark emphasized unity, leadership, and chemistry, Reese's focus appeared locked on personal grievances about her position. The contrast became impossible to ignore. Clark consistently showed team-first leadership and professionalism. She spoke about sacrifice and prioritizing the group over individual preferences. Reese's energy, meanwhile, seemed directed toward complaints rather than collective success. Teammates noticed immediately. Clark spent practice lifting others up and sharpening the team as a whole. Reese appeared more focused on her own status and role. The divide was clear. Social media chatter and behind-the-scenes reports painted the picture of a player who felt entitled to a starting spot based on reputation, not on what she produced during camp evaluations. Meanwhile, reports suggested the coaching staff's patience with Reese's attitude began to wear thin as concerns continued. Here's the hard truth. Few want to say it openly, but Angel Reese should feel fortunate to have made this roster at all. She brings value as a rebounder and defender. She can play with intensity. She can contribute in a defined role. But at this level, that's exactly what she is, a role player. She isn't a primary offensive option on an elite international team. Her job is to rebound, defend, and bring toughness. However, because her WNBA team often asks her to do more than her skill set allows, there's been an inflated perception of her value on a stacked national roster. Her reaction to a bench role revealed she wasn't prepared for the responsibility and humility required when representing Team USA. Wearing the national jersey demands maturity and selflessness, qualities that were missing in her response. The situation highlighted exactly why Clark earned her starting position through performance and character. She proved herself through effort, leadership, and attitude. Others struggled to accept roles determined by actual contributions during camp. The difference between respect that's earned and expectations rooted in entitlement became obvious to everyone involved. Let's be honest about one more thing. Clark should have been on the 2024 Olympic team. Not just because she was good enough, but because she outperformed some players who made that roster. Her presence would have brought unprecedented global attention to women's basketball. Instead, legacy selections and reputation-based decisions took priority. That snub may have ended up being the best thing for her. Now she's back with purpose. She's healthy, driven, and positioned to lead both her franchise and her country to new heights. Clark's return to Team USA is bigger than a comeback. It's the foundation of a potential dynasty that could shape women's basketball through 2028. Her leadership during camp proves she's ready to carry that responsibility. Think about what we witnessed. The logo 3 that erased doubt. The starting point guard role earned, not gifted. The way she elevated everyone around her. Indiana Fever fans can finally breathe again knowing their superstar is healthy and focused. Clark's body feels stronger than it has in months. Her mindset is locked in on gold. 2026 can't arrive soon enough. And when that tournament begins, people will remember this moment. The moment Caitlin Clark announced her return. Not with words, but with a logo 3 and leadership that can't be manufactured. Now let me ask you this. Should Angel Reese even be on Team USA with that mindset? Share your thoughts in the comments because this debate is only beginning. And if you believe Caitlin Clark is about to dominate the next Olympic cycle, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. This story is far from finished.